大家好，欢迎来到中文播客，我是 Jessica。
And I'm Jonathan.
Jonathan, 今天我们要聊一个非常特别的节日，叫做光棍节。
Right, so today we're going to be talking about Singles Day in China.
对，除了光棍节，我们也可以说双十一 Double 11。
Right. So Singles Day in China is pretty much similar to Black Friday in the United States. The only difference is that Singles Day in China is dedicated to single people, as the name implies, and you can get special discounts both online and in shopping malls.
Yes, so it's amazing that in China we celebrate singleness. Okay, so I want to ask you a question. Do you know any words that refer to singleness in Chinese?
I would say 单身狗.
对，单身狗。And I would say 我是一个单身贵族。
Oh, well, that's a new word for me. 单身贵族. And that's what we're going to be talking about today. Today we're going to be talking about the difference between 单身贵族 and 单身狗, as well as other words and expressions that are related to Singles Day in China. So let's dig into it.
All right, so let's talk more about this amazing holiday. Okay, so as we mentioned, there are two names for this holiday. First one, 光棍节. Second one, 双十一.
Okay.
Okay, so do you have any idea what these words mean?
I have no idea.
Okay, 双十一, 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 双, first tone, 十一.
Okay.
Okay, so 双 means double in Chinese, and 十一
Means 11.
yes, okay, 11. So double 11.
Okay.
Double 11. Okay, so you know why we call double 11 the single holiday? Because there's only one finger, right? Two ones, four ones here, right? Two ones for 11. Okay, so when you're single, but when you have four single people, you can celebrate this holiday together.
Oh, that's really cute.
I know. Okay, so, okay, now we're done with 双十一. Next up, you still remember that?
I think it's 光棍节.
Yes, 光棍节. Okay, so 光棍. 棍 means stick here, but this backstory is a little bit cool. All right, so okay, so 光棍, 棍 here not only means stick, it means trunk, like a tree trunk. Okay, so why do we call it like a stick? Because we're basically saying a family tree without branches.
Without branches,
Yes.
right? So that's
No
the
kids,
single guy,
no
no
children.
kids, no, just nothing.
No wife, no husband.
Yeah,
like
so
a-
that's 光棍.
Yes, so 棍, like here, it means like a trunk, and 光, it means empty, bare, naked. So there's like an empty stick.
That's interesting.
But remember, you're still glowing.
Right, because 光 means glow,
Yeah.
to glow. That's really interesting. Chinese is really fun.
Yeah.
So talking about being single, let's talk about some words and expressions in Chinese that we can use to talk about relationships.
Although being single is amazing, and we have an entire holiday in China to celebrate singleness, but personally, I would still want to be in a relationship where a man can take good care of me.
Oh, it's cute. So how can we express that in Chinese? Like the whole process of from being single to getting into a relationship.
All right, so for me, I'm now single and available. So whenever I talk to guys, I'll be like, 我单身.
Okay, cool. Are there any other expressions that you can use to talk about being single?
You can say 我目前单身 or 我是单身的.
Cool.
单身.
Okay, 单身, two first tones, right?
Yes, two first tones.
Got it. All right. So let's say that you go from being single to not being available anymore. So how can you talk about not being available for dating anymore?
Okay, so if I did find a boyfriend, I would tell my friends, 我脱单了.
Okay, 我脱单了. So what are the
Yes.
tones?
脱单.
Okay, 脱单, two
Yes.
first tones again.
Yes.
All right. So you're not available anymore. You're in a relationship. How can you talk about being in a relationship in Chinese?
Okay, so when I say 我脱单了, we're talking about getting out of the single situation. So 脱, getting out, 单, singleness. Okay, so after I say 我脱单了, I would say 我们正式交往了, or I would say 我正在谈恋爱. But it depends on like whether your friends know who you're dating. If they know which guy I'm talking to, maybe I can say 我们在一起了, as in we are together.
我们在一起了.
Yes. And if they don't know who I'm talking about, I would say 我正在谈恋爱.
Oh, okay. 我们正在谈恋爱.
对，我正在谈恋爱，或是我们正在谈恋爱。谈恋爱。
Okay, 谈恋爱。
对，谈恋爱。
Cool. Awesome. So the sad thing is that not all relationships work. So what if you have to break up with someone? How would you say that in Chinese?
So if you've broken up with someone and you want to tell your friends or your families, you can say 我们分手了.
Okay, 我们分手了。
对，分手。
分手。Okay.
对，分手。对，分手. What does 分手 mean? 分 means to separate and 手 means hands. So once you were holding hands tightly and bathing under the sunshine, but now you guys are separated. 分 means separate. 分手。
分手。
我们分手了。
Right. So I'm guessing that if a friend of mine breaks up with their partner, let's say their boyfriend or their girlfriend, I could probably say that, to express that I'm sorry that happened to them, I could probably say, 对不起 or 很抱歉, right?
No. What you're saying, I know what you mean, because in Western cultures, when we experience breakups and we tell our friends, they usually reply with I'm sorry, to express that I'm sorry for your loss. But in Chinese, sorry is 对不起. But 对不起 here, it doesn't mean you're sorry for somebody's loss. It means that you're sorry for something you did wrong to them.
Oh, so it's like when you offend someone or do something wrong against them, then you say 对不起 or 很抱歉.
Yes, that's the sorry in Chinese, 对不起 or 抱歉. So if your friend has broken up and they talk about it to you, I think you can tell them 你还好吗? How are you doing? Doing all right?
Okay, could you say it again? A little slower.
你还好吗?
Okay, 你还好吗?
对，还好 means like how are you doing? How good? How are you feeling? 还好吗?
Oh, cool.
还好。对，还好。对，还好。So, if I tell you, Jonathan, 我们分手了.
Then I shouldn't say 对不起 or 很抱歉. I should say 你还好吗?
我还好. I'm doing all right. All right, so after a breakup, I would like to teach you some words that you can use to get over one. Okay, so if you want to refer to yourself that I'm single again, you can say 我是单身狗, or you can say 我是单身贵族.
Okay, so what's the difference between the two?
Okay, so let's look at the tone first. 单身狗. 单身狗.
Okay.
Yes. And the other word is 单身贵族. So, 单身贵族. Okay, so the difference between these two is that single dog means 单身狗.
Okay.
Okay, so, what would you think if I called you a 单身狗when you're single?
I think it sounds like a self-deprecating expression for being single, kind of making fun of yourself. Well, with a good sense of humor though.
Yes. So this kind of humor is often used in Chinese because, we don't want to make jokes on other people. We want to take the joke on ourselves. So we'd say, 我是单身狗. I'm like a single dog.
That's
right?
a really interesting way of saying it.
Yes, but for me, I like to say that 我是单身贵族. Yeah, 贵族 means noble, like a nobleman. So it means that, you're saving yourself for the best. You're single by choice. 我是单身贵族.
Right, you're not like a dog. You're not just some street dog.
Yeah.
You're not some leftover. You're actually like someone who's saving herself, for someone better.
But we use these two words very often, and 单身狗 doesn't really mean it's like a bad thing. It's just like an expression we use in China. So, after you break up, you might have a hard time adjusting to seeing couples in public, right? Okay, so in China, we have a very funny saying. We would say, 他们的sǎgǒuliáng. Sǎgǒuliáng.
Sǎgǒuliáng. What does that mean?
So because 我是单身狗嘛, I'm a single dog. So if you keep on showing affection to me, you're like, like throwing dog food at me.
That's really funny.
Yeah, 狗粮 likes dog food.
So what are the tones for that word?
洒狗粮.
Okay.
洒狗粮.
上狗粮.
Yes.
Okay, cool. It kind of sounds like the name of a brand in China, right?
Yeah. Okay, so in China we have like a special brand of chips.
And what is it called?
单身狗粮.
And what does that mean?
Single dog food.
It's dog food for
Like
single
dog
people.
food for singles.
Right, I would do the same. Like if I had just gotten out of a relationship, I would definitely buy some chips and ice cream and sit down and watch a movie.
Yeah, so I mean, maybe next time in China you can try buying 单身狗粮 if you've just broken up.
Yeah, it might work. Now let's talk about different ways in which single people celebrate Singles Day in China.
All right, so for singles to celebrate this amazing holiday, we have 双十一购物节.
Okay, 双十一购物节. What are the tones for that?
双十一, yeah. 双十一购物节.
What does that mean? Is it the double 11th shopping festival?
Yes, 购物节. 购物节. Yes, shopping festival.
Cool. All right. So talking about, Singles Day and that it's, similar to Black Friday. In Black Friday, we have a lot of discounts. We also have them in Singles Day. How do you say discount in Chinese then?
Discount in Chinese is 打折, or you can say 折扣. So the usage is a little bit different. So for 打折, you can say 有好多东西都在打折.
So that's like a verb.
Yes, like many products, they're having their discounts. Okay. And 折扣 is like if you're selling something, you can say 我们现在有很多折扣哦. We have many of our products that are, cheaper in prices.
Okay, so that's like a noun. Like 折扣 is like discount, but the noun, and then 打折.
Yes, it's the verb.
Okay.
To describe the thing that's, being cheaper.
Okay, so we add the things that we want to buy into a shopping cart, whether it's at the shopping mall or online. So how do you say shopping cart in Chinese?
Shopping cart is 购物车.
Okay.
购物车.
Okay, and what if I want to add something into my shopping cart? How can I say that in Chinese?
You can say 把什么什么加进购物车.
Okay, so let me try practicing that
Okay.
sentence structure. So if I want to buy dānshēngǒu
Gosh.
I can say 我想把dānshēngǒu加进我的购物车.
Yes, 我想把单身狗粮加进购物车.
Okay, cool.
Yeah.
What are some of the apps that are popular in China
Okay,
for
so
online shopping?
like the most famous and the most popular shopping app in China is called Taobao. Taobao. Okay, so Taobao, they definitely have 双十一购物节, many discounts, many free shipping.
Yeah, and they have dānshēngǒu.
Yes.
You can buy anything on Taobao.
Yes. So don't forget to add 单身狗粮 to your shopping cart if you're single.
Right.
In today's lesson, we talked about this amazing holiday for singles. We've talked about being single and also getting into a relationship. So now let's review some of the terms. So when I'm single, I would tell the boys that I meet, 我现在单身.
Which means I'm single right now.
Yes. And if fortunately I got into a relationship with one of the crushes I had, I would say, 我脱单了.
Which means I'm not available anymore.
Yeah. And if I want to tell my girlfriends that I'm dating this guy, I would say, 我们正式交往了.
Which means we're officially dating.
Yes. Or you can say, 我们正在谈恋爱.
Or you could say, we're seeing each other romantically.
Yeah. And unfortunately, sometimes it may not end well, or you may not end up together.
Right.
So you might have to tell your friends, 我们分手了.
Which means we broke up.
Yeah. And remember, when your friends tell you that, don't tell them, I'm sorry in Chinese. All right. Don't say, 我对不起 or 我很抱歉. Instead, say,
你还好吗?
Yes. Ask them how they're doing. 最后，不管你是单身狗还是单身贵族，我们都可以来一起参加这个双十一购物节。
So it doesn't matter if you're a single noble or a single dog, we can all enjoy from the Double 11 shopping festival. So make sure you download Taobao, get your credit card ready, fill up that shopping cart, and enjoy those special discounts.
记得买单身狗粮。
Right. So thank you for watching Chinese Pod. I'm Jonathan.
And I'm Jessica.
See you next time.
我们下次再见，
Bye bye.
拜拜。
Chinese pod, Chinese pod.